The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for participating in this Pisces full moon opportunity. And we are nearing the exact time of the full moon, which occurs at 3:27. So on this day of safeguarding, when there is such a powerful confluence of planets found in the sign of Pisces, including the ruler, one of the rulers, Neptune, we can certainly have a collective opportunity to work together to pierce through the veils of glamour and illusion, which normally separate us from the inner planes and from our soul. And as a result of that piercing, perhaps together in conjunction with all the other individuals and groups throughout the world, we can play our part in aiding the hierarchy in its primary task, which we're told is the dissipation of world glamour. So, keeping that in mind, let's begin with the visualization exercise that we used last month, or rather 2 weeks ago, called the Music of the Spheres meditation, taken from the Tibetan's work, an adaptation of his work. So let's take a moment to link up with each other, thinking outwardly in love towards each other. Sound permeates all forms. Light permeates all forms. As we silently sound the Om, visualize the energy of the soul flooding the personality, pouring through the centers and ridding the physical, etheric, astral, and mental bodies of glamour and illusion, making them radiant vehicles of light. Lift the energy to the point where the alignment with the soul becomes real. Listen to the chord of the soul. Together we make up a group tune. We make music ceaselessly. As we build in the light, joining our group together with all groups throughout the world, we become part of a great network of light workers. Link now with the soul of humanity, seeing this kingdom pervaded by light and sound. See and hear the rhythm of sound and this myriad of chords and notes blend with the music of the hierarchy itself. This is a steadily enriching symphony which is playing now. Now visualize the centuries slipping away. See all these various sounds unite and resolve into one another until someday the planetary symphony that Sanat Kumara is composing will be completed, and our Earth will then make a notable contribution to the great chords of the solar system. Then, as the Bible says, the sons of God, the planetary logoi, will sing together. This will be the result of right breathing, of controlled and organized rhythm, of true, pure thought, and of the correct relation between all parts of the chorus. Visualize and breathe this vision into existence, distributing the energy through the group Ajna Center, the new group of world servers. I think this visualization is very interesting in that, to me, it seems a pictorial visual depiction of the plan. There's much thought about the plan. We use it, this concept, every day in the Great Invocation, in the fourth stanza, from the center, which we call the human race. Let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. And then in the final or fifth stanza, the plan is also mentioned. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. So we use these words, but perhaps there is some lack of clarity in our understanding of just what this plan is. And that's rightly so, because it is a vast concept, perhaps, as I indicated, portrayed in words and visual images that we might be able to understand in this music of the spheres visualization. It's a long process. It's an ultimate mind-blowing experience to ponder what this plan might be. Um, Perhaps these words from the Tibetan can give us some semblance of understanding of our part in this plan, even though we cannot fully understand it. He writes, "You might here ask, and rightly so, what is this plan? It is the production of a subjective synthesis in humanity and of a telepathic interplay which will eventually annihilate time. It will make available to every man all past achievements and knowledges. It will reveal to man the true significance of his mind and brain and make him the master of that equipment, and will make him therefore omnipresent and eventually open the door to omniscience. This next development of the plan will produce in man an understanding, intelligent and cooperative, of the divine purpose for which the one in whom we live and move and have our being has deemed it wise to submit to incarnation. Think not that I can tell you of the plan as it truly is. It is not possible for any man below the grade of initiate of the third degree to glimpse it and far less understand it. The development of the mechanism whereby a disciple may be en rapport with those responsible for the working out of the plans and the capacity to know and not just dimly sense that tiny aspect of the whole, which is the immediate step ahead and with which cooperation is possible, that can be achieved by all disciples and should be held as the goal before all aspirants. So perhaps when we think of the plan, we could ponder on this phrase, the production of a subjective synthesis, a telepathic interplay, which will eventually annihilate time and make available all knowledge, all past achievements, and will reveal the true significance of the mind and brain and make us a master of that equipment. And it will lead us to a fuller cooperation with the hierarchy when we ponder and catch a glimpse of the magnitude of the process which is unfolding on planet Earth, which we're told is not only important to the kingdoms of nature on our planet, but more importantly, our planet is at a pivotal stage in its evolutionary development, which affects the entire solar system and beyond. And so, to the extent that we, thinking humanity, begin to operate with greater precision, greater alignment, um, we will be better able to fulfill, as the Tibetan says here, our small part in cooperation with this vast process, enabling, I said, our planet to move forward and to take those steps in its evolutionary development, which will enable it to fulfill the wider role within the solar system, which the Tibetan says in one quote is, we have one of those points in the solar system which corresponds to the planetary triangle. That's very, very powerful to ponder. The planetary triangle, the primary planetary triangle being the triangle between Shambhala, the planetary head, hierarchy, the planetary heart, and humanity, the planetary throat center. So he says that within the solar system, our planet has a correspondence to this planetary triangle. So, to the extent that this triangle is becoming active and fully aligned within our planet for the first time in planetary history, So too, as we align as a planet, can we enable this triangle, this higher triangle, to function within the solar system, enabling the plans of the solar logos to become more effective. And when we ponder the plan and our relationship to it, there is a simple and important teaching that the Tibetan gives. And as we transit from this long 2,000-year period of the Piscean age, wherein um, this sense of dedication to the hierarchy, this devotional attitude has been cultivated, it's important for us to ponder upon the order in which we fulfill our service now as we transit into the Aquarian age. No longer should we reverse the order and place the masters of the wisdom as the first line of our orientation towards service. Indeed, they come number 3. Our first order of orientation, our first dedication should be to the plan and to the fulfilling of our small part in this plan's working out on planet Earth. And then number 2, to those whom the plan serves, lowercase whom, to humanity and its need. This is our orientation. And then only third is to those who serve the plan, to those great teachers who've paved the way before us and to whom we follow. This is the order, and this helps to place ourselves more fully within the divine circulatory flow, which is the plan, especially at times such as this when there is such a powerful Neptunian vibration, which enables us to bring the energies more sensitively through our vehicles to feel, because it is, although we are working with mental development, it is important to feel using our subtle vehicles to feel this process of energy distribution and to open our hearts fully and to participate in cooperation with the plan to the fullest extent possible. And certainly at this moment, as we approach the Pisces full moon, the culminating sign of the zodiacal year, a sign of endings, um, a sign which is magnified so intensely this year by this confluence of energies in Pisces, this confluence of planetary energies. In a sense, our year is going out with a powerful note and vibration of love, and it certainly bodes well for the coming year, because as we know, the end approaches the beginning. There is not a fine dividing line between these two signs. And in fact, we're told in the future, the distant future, the signs of Pisces and Aries will become one. Pisces is a powerful sign of duality. Its symbol portrays this duality to us. The two fishes swimming in opposite directions. One fish symbolizing the matter aspect, and the other fish, as we know, symbolizing the soul. These two fishes are bound together until a relatively advanced stage on the path when there is a severing of the tie that binds. But for our purposes, there is a real uniting of the matter aspect and the soul aspect. And for many, many eons of time, as we know, the matter aspect reigns supreme, and the fish swims or flows in the clockwise direction in alignment with the matter aspect. And only as we begin to undertake that long, long process of what's called in esoteric astrology the reversal of the wheel, only as we begin that arduous process and do we begin to come under the influence of the other fish, the soul aspect, the still small voice of the conscience. Perhaps that's how we can most easily understand it. That voice of the conscience, which can unerringly lead us into fuller alignment with our soul, to the extent that we listen, to the extent that we sometimes have to make those difficult decisions in our personality lives, which um, can upset the balance of the apple cart of our lives, which can be painful. But it's not anything compared to the pain which we experience if we do not take those steps to free ourselves, to liberate ourselves. And Pisces, the energy of Pisces, whether we're born in that sign, whether we are experiencing that sign now as we transit out of the Piscean age, we still have over 100 more years of Piscean influence. So we can't throw the baby out with the bath. We can ponder deeply the higher aspects of the Piscean experience and its incredible gifts, which it gives to us in terms of enabling us to contact our soul and to begin to reverse the wheel, to begin to move as a salmon, perhaps, in the counterclockwise direction. I think that's a beautiful symbol of those who are reversing the wheel, exerting that tremendous effort while all the other fish are swimming downstream, having a jolly good time. The salmon is swimming upstream towards its goal. And so too can we, symbolically speaking, follow in that path, take those steps in our personal lives that can strengthen us in cooperation with our group brothers and sisters to move more powerfully into this higher alignment. Pisces is a sign of mediation, mediating between soul and form. And the Tibetan speaks of the tremendous success of this Piscean dispensation and relationship to this mediation in the birth on the world stage of the new group of world servers, which came to birth during the last 20th century. Prior to this time, the group didn't exist, and those who were seeking to tread the spiritual path did so in relative isolation. Here and there, individuals wrestled and fought their way into a greater measure of light and were able to serve more fully. But because of the success of the Piscean dispensation and its ability to bring soul into the matter aspect, the new group of world servers were born. The planetary mediator, the planetary antakarana, whether or not the individuals, all of the individuals in this group are doing esoteric meditation, it doesn't matter. They're meditating the plan into existence through their application to the life of service and to their work. This is their meditative effort. And many, many people throughout the world are undertaking this labor. This is the new group, and it was, as we know, given a tremendous stimulation during the uh, festival week in December, and now during these two final signs of Aquarius and Pisces. The group has descended from the mountain into the valley of existence, and this sign, the sign of the world savior, Pisces, really gives us the hope of our group as a whole, the new group of world servers, becoming the planetary savior, the group savior. And at this time, our responsibility, if we choose to align ourselves with it, is to undertake this collective forerunner, preparing human consciousness for the externalization of the hierarchy and the subsequent reappearance of the world teacher. This is our task between now and 2025, a very short window of opportunity. But we always have all of the tools necessary to undertake this arduous task. And certainly the Tibetan's teachings have given us a tremendous wealth of information to guide us during this period, to enable us to know what it is that we are to do, what is our next step in alignment with our group, and to give us the strength to undertake that task. The power and strength of this final sign, which we're told by the Tibetan takes from all the signs, therefore the richness, the jewel really of Pisces, is that it takes from all the signs, all the planetary energies find expression through this 12th house of spiritual enlightenment in its highest aspect. The planetary rulers are important to consider because of the strength which they convey to not only the individual disciples in this sign, but as I said, to all of us as we work in this waning influence of the Piscean age. The exoteric ruler is the great planet Jupiter, which the Tibetan says brings all things together. The great second ray planet, found at this time in the powerful position of the second ray sign of Gemini. So this is a real boon to all of the signs that are ruled by Jupiter. So the preceding sign of Aquarius and the sign of Pisces are partaking of this powerful second ray vibration conferred by Gemini, Jupiter and Gemini at this time. And then the esoteric and hierarchical rulers are, of course, this planet, Pluto, the first ray, non-sacred planet. So in its rulers, Pisces is such a powerful sign because it's ruled by the first ray and the second ray, portraying this idea of duality. The masculine occult line is strong in Pisces because of Pluto, but then the mystical feminine receptivity is very strong because of the rulership of Jupiter and Neptune. Pisces is rich in that it has a third planetary ruler, Neptune. So when we consider Pluto, the Tibetan gives us some powerful phrases here to ponder in our meditation. Ponder in relationship to Pisces and Pluto upon death, death to the form nature, death of desire, and death of the life cycle of repeated physical incarnations. View death joyously and as a scientific process of detachment, leading up to the time when, under the law of evolution and karma, we can consciously withdraw the life and consciousness aspects from the imprisoning form. So Pluto is a powerful influence, aiding us to break the ties that bind, break our attachments to those limiting thought forms, those limiting aspects of our three lower vehicles, which hold us prisoner. We can all use this energy of the first ray to pass through that burning ground and to move into the higher light. Here we read, Pluto becomes active in the life of the man who is becoming alive in the higher sense. His lower nature passes into the smoke and darkness of Pluto, who governs the lesser burning ground, in order that the man may, in truth, enter into the higher land of light. So sometimes we have a misunderstanding of the powerful spiritual potential of Pluto. It is a non-sacred planet, but it rules only at the esoteric level. So in a sense, it is an esoteric planet. It is a powerful agent of destruction. And on the path of occultism, destruction is a powerful means whereby love can enter in. So we should never fear the destructive aspects of Pluto. And if we want to understand more fully the influence and the importance of the Plutonian experience, of the Piscean experience, we can always look to the 7 rules of the soul. And in this regard, in relation to these 2 influences, we could study the law of repulse, which we're told is symbolized by the angel with a flaming sword. It emits first ray energy. It is a mental influence. We can only come under the influence of this law of repulse to the extent that we begin to work with the mind. And as we liberate ourselves, that's what this energy repulse the lower aspects of ourselves. Using this sword, um, can we come into alignment with the higher self. This angel, the Tibetan tells us, stands as the Tyler stands in the Masonic rites before the door, protecting us, those of us who are not ready to enter into paradise. And the Tibetan says that none of us at our stage are able to or ready to enter into paradise. Only those masters of the 5th degree have been able to enter into that realm. And so this angel is not there to harm us, but rather to protect us until in that distant time when we are perhaps ready to take those steps, to enter into the light. So I think I've said enough, and I just wanted to end this spiritual year with these wise words from the Tibetan, which he gave us at the ending of one of his books. And so, from stage to stage, the disciple passes, going from light to light, from perception to perception, from force to energy, from personality focus to soul integration, and then from soul to spirit, from form to life. He has explored all the avenues of knowledge. He has descended into the depths, into hell, and into the valleys. He has climbed the mountain top of initiation, and from there has swung out beyond space and time. He has lost all self-interest and is focused, and is a focused point of thought in the mind of God. Can I say more than this? I think not, my brothers. And so I bring to an end this series of instructions, and my responsibility in this connection is ended. Yours now begins. And so, under this powerful inflow of Neptunian energy, let us begin our meditation. Let us connect with our group and all groups throughout the world. Focus deeply in the group soul. Visualizing the sphere of the earth in the midst of the group aura. Connect with the great life that ensouls our planet and breathe in rhythm with this life. I am one with my group brothers, and all that I have is theirs. May the love which is in my soul pour forth to them. May the strength which is in me lift and aid them. May the thoughts which my soul creates reach and encourage them. Alignment with the planetary triangle. Humanity and its need. Cross the group onto Karana Bridge and visualize the group entering into the radius of the spiritual hierarchy and the world teacher at the heart of hierarchy. And now we imaginatively extend the alignment to the great center lying far ahead, the center Shambhala, where the will of God is known. And through extending our alignment to the heart of the sun, we imaginatively open our mind to the inpouring energies from Pisces. Hold the mind open and receptive to impression. Imaginatively standing within the sun, visualize a downpouring of golden lighted energy onto the earth, standing as a group within the aura of the world teacher, united with all true servers everywhere. See the solar energies healing, soothing, and strengthening our planet, creating a radiant earth. Holding the alignment within the group mind, ponder the keynote for Pisces. I leave the Father's home, and turning back, I save. Now visualize a tomb or cave in the mountainside, open to the air and unsealed. Inside the tomb or cave, in the far distance, visualize a point of brilliant light. Gradually see that point of light become a sun, blazing and approaching ever nearer to the mouth of the tomb or cave, until it completely obliterates the opening and only the sun is seen. Visualize the group as standing within that sun and discovering the sun within ourselves. And from that point of realization, emit and send forth light and love to the world. Silently sound the Om while continuing to radiate the energies. Recenter the consciousness within the periphery of the great ashram. In dedication to the plan, we sound the affirmation of love. In the center of all love, I stand. From that center, I, the soul, will outward move. From that center, I, the one who serves, will work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group, and throughout the world. as we bring the energies down into the head center, we ponder on the plan for our planet at this time of expectancy. What can we do in our daily lives to play our part in that unfolding plan? Distribution, releasing the energies through the Ajna center into the planetary network of triangles, through the 5 planetary inlets of New York, London, Geneva, Darjeeling, and Tokyo. We sound the great invocation as a word of power. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you very much for your participation. The exact time occurs in approximately a half an hour, 3:27 Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully we can all link up with the worldwide effort. So thank you again. Bye.